1120 KPNW 742. If you're keeping track on a wet, soggy Monday, not going to get much relief today. Pretty much throughout the day, it is coming down. 52 for the high. DeLeesa Meashintubby is the executive director at Volunteers in Medicine. We've just been kind of catching up and getting her background. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So okay, let's talk about your background before we talk about VIM, Volunteers in Medicine.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, what's up with me is I've been with Volunteers in Medicine over a period of time, 12 years. I was there at first for 4 years, left and came back and been the executive director for the last 3 years. It's been really a blessing to be there because I never thought at this age in my life that I would have a job that I love going to every day. I see the tangible of how people come and they're really sick, but then the quality of life, how I see it improve with the doctors and the nurses and the care they get from Volunteers in Medicine. And I am from Fort Smith, Arkansas, and I love the Northwest. I love it. Oregon is now home to me and my family, and we enjoy it here.
What did you do before? You say you've been with, did you say 12 years?
Yes.
What did you do prior?
I worked with Peace Health Medical Group.
Okay.
And that was a fluke in itself because I came here, we moved to Oregon, and the first 3 months it rained every day, I think, the first 3 months. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going back to Arkansas. But then I decided, no, I need to go to school.
Oh, you almost threw in the towel.
I almost threw in the towel, the umbrella, and everything else that we had. But then stuck it out here. And, working at Peace Health, I was working as a supervisor in occupational medicine, coming across the job list and saw this wonderful job that was with Volunteers in Medicine Clinic. I interviewed with Sister Monica Heron, and I think you probably have heard of her. And then she offered me the job a few days later. And I've been with them, and I really understood and really liked the concept of people in need and people getting that help that they need. And I've been with them ever since. In some capacity, yeah. So
just to get everybody up to square, because you kind of have started that direction, but the job, the mission statement for VIM, Volunteers in Medicine,
the Volunteers in Medicine Clinic, we are there to see to the needs of the medically uninsured in Lane County. And those people now, that medically underserved has changed over the past year or so with the Affordable Care Act coming. Where we used to see the working uninsured, now we've had to change our focus a little bit, and it's those who have no access to providers, because I don't know, so it's the access to those who have no way to get in. I say it's like, we gave them a ticket to the dance, but the bouncer won't let them in. They get an OHP card, but there's no provider assigned to them. So they're going to urgent cares and they're going to the ERs to get their care, but that's only episodic care. So what we need to do, there's a lot of diabetics. Diabetes is our number one diagnosis, and then there's behavioral health at our clinic. And so there's things that these people need, such as lab follow-ups, making sure their medications are working. And so in between going to the urgent cares and the ERs, they need to be seen for this. So Volunteers in Medicine provides that primary care for them.
I'm just curious, because we've talked about those who fall under the Oregon Health Plan. There's a lot of seniors as well that have Medicare, and yet I know from personal experience trying to find a physician that takes that takes Medicare in, for instance, and this is out of county, but in Lynn County, good luck. Are you dealing with that as well?
Yes, we are.
And trying to help senior citizens?
Yes, we are. And so what we're doing is, we have an eligibility criteria, but those people that can't get the help, they have no one to help them. So Volunteers in Medicine has opened their doors to help them. We're not going to be able to help everybody out there, which I wished we could, but as many as we can, we are helping. And so with the ones with Medicare, we'll see them for a matter of months while they try to find a provider. And we also have staff that will help them try to find a provider and give them a sheet of paper with resources on there. And so we want to, be that true safety net to catch those that are falling through the gap. Right
How many
now.
people are you helping? You talk about you can't help everybody. How many do you help?
Right now, we have probably about 700 patients, individual patients right now. So last year, we had over 7,000 patient visits per year.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
What are you anticipating with
kidding.
the next year and maybe even the year after that, the increase?
Well, they say that there's still going to be people out there without
Right.
insurance. And I think, and I hope this number is still right, there's 15,000 people still out in the community that have no access to getting in or have no insurance. And then with the Affordable Care Act and the sign up that's happening now, I'm sure there's still going to be more confusion this year than there was last year. And there's going to be people probably figuring out, I really can't afford to pay this premium or whatever. So what am I going to do? So that number's more than likely going to increase.
By the way, if you're just joining us, DeLeesa Meashintubby from Volunteers in Medicine, she's the executive director in here today. I'm looking at the folks that you're helping, and it says have health insurance but no primary care, like you talked about. Can't afford the cost of subsidized insurance or the cost of the medical deductible, or for whatever reason. And I guess when I first read that, I thought, there's going to be people out there that just don't really care for the increase, because a lot of our insurances are going up. What's the safeguard? What's the filter where you're kind of getting to the people that really need the help and not people that are just feel like they're inconvenienced?
Right. Now, what we do is an eligibility screening. That's the first thing a person does. And they come through, they bring their last 3 months of pay stubs, their last 3 months of bank statements. They show photo ID and proof, such as a mailed utility bill or something like that, that shows that they do live in Lane County. And we see all of Lane County and the surrounding areas such as Monroe, Harrisburg, Drain, and we want to help everyone. But they come in and we have to make sure that they are qualified because we're funded 3 ways: private donations, grants, and foundations and special events. And so, with the foundations and the grants, we need to show them that we are seeing who we said we were going to see. We rescreen every 6 months. Once they come in and they screen for eligibility, they get a card. The card has a number, and then it has an eligibility date on the back. And so once that eligibility is up, they have to rescreen and prove again that they're eligible for the clinic. And so our eligibility criteria now is 85% to 300% of the federal poverty level. So, 85%, that's not a lot of money right there. And then 300%, say that the husband is working in the household, for example, and he has a wife. The children can get OHP usually. There's school-based health clinics, things like that for the children, but the spouse can't get insurance through their husband. So what do they do? Well, we increased to 300%. So it's household income that we look at, and they usually fall between that, up to that 300%. So we're able to help them also get the care that they need. Now, we have over 45 volunteer doctors that come out and help us and donate their time. And that's nothing more valuable than the volunteering part of this, because they're there because they want to be there. At Volunteers in Medicine, we don't bill, we don't charge anyone. We do ask for donations, and we have also a dispensary on site to where once the providers write the prescriptions, they can take it to our dispensary and get the medications for free. We also have a lab on site to where we draw the blood, and then Peace Health Laboratories, they come and take the blood and do the testing on it there. So it's a collaboration between the community with what VIM is doing. A lot of collaborating right now.
I bet you have people that have taken advantage of it and they get back on their feet. And you talk about donations. and give it right back.
They
I mean,
do.
that's got to be.
They do. And I tell you what really touches the heart is that there are some people that come in and you can get this envelope. They hand you the envelope and there's full of change in there. And when you get that envelope, you know they gave what they had. And they're not asking for handouts, they're asking for hand-ups.
Right.
And so the thing about it is, I'll tell you, just last year, over $20,000 were given back to VIM in donations from the patients. And that's, accumulative through the year.
How many days a week does VIM actually see patients in the community? Is it Monday through Friday?
It's Monday through Thursday. It's Monday through Thursday, and then I don't know if you've heard about it, but last Saturday on the 31st, we had the KC Vision from OHSU, the van come down, and they partnered with us to give free eye exams to some of our patients and to some of the people in the community. We saw 40 patients from 9 o'clock till noon. Wow. And they came in and they got great diagnostic testing. They got prescriptions for glasses. They got the reading glasses handed to them if that's what they needed. And then plus, they also had resources there for those who need help paying for their glasses. So that's the kind of things we do, and we enjoy it.
Casey Eye Institute, is that where?
Oregon Health and Science University
up in Portland.
Dr. Mitchell Brinks, he was the medical director, and he brought his company down with him, and it was awesome, really awesome.
Community, partnerships. Do you have more of those planned?
Yes, we do, and that's probably the wave of the future right now, because it's not just one clinic's problem. It's all of our problem to keeping our community healthy. And now the time has come as to where we all have to look at it and see what we do well and what we can do efficiently, and then team with those others that can help us, with the other things we don't do.
It takes a village.
It takes a village.
It takes a village.
Yes, yes.
Do you guys have any kind of, because every once in a while I get press releases, and I thought, this would be helpful. It's helpful for us so we can put, PSAs and get the word out there. But can people sign up on the website to get information?
Yes, they sure can. And it is www.vim-clinic.org.
Somebody was, we had talked to a medical group that goes in other parts of the world. And I got an email from somebody who said, no disrespect, because I think that what they're doing is great, but we need that
here
right
in
here.
The home, yeah.
And we had heard about volunteers in medicine. Do you think, for as good stuff as you are doing, that the word is out there, that people know about you?
I say we're the best kept secret in Lane County, because everywhere we go, and we were just at the Good Earth Home and Garden and Living show just a couple of weekends ago, and you wouldn't believe how many people had not heard of us. For every person that had, or every 10 person that had heard of us, I'd say there was 2 that hadn't. And so it's great to be able to tell them and to explain to them. But then there's some who never had a reason to have to hear about us. Yeah. They always had insurance. They were always being taken care of. And now, the situation is different. The tide has turned a little bit. And the good part about it is that once you walk into our clinic, I wish anybody could just come in and get a tour of our clinic, because it's awesome in itself. It's just a beautiful clinic. And then one of our patients, when we moved to Springfield, we used to be on West 11th in Eugene, and we outgrew that. And in 2010, moved to Springfield. The first patient that came in, he had been a long-time patient of ours. He cried because he said, "I can't believe this is my clinic. You think this much of me to take care of me this way." And then that was the day that I realized it's not about us. It's about helping those among us here.
But if it wasn't for you,
exactly,
y'all, they wouldn't get the help.
Yeah, thank you for saying y'all. Made me feel at home.
I lived in Arkansas, I lived in Louisiana. So okay, so if somebody wants to help out and maybe they can't afford to donate, but they have sweat equity, do you take volunteers? Volunteer. We need volunteers, and not just in the medical capacity as a doctor or nurse or whatever, but
It's those people that can come in and greet the patients that come in the door. It's those who can answer the phone and let them know that what we're doing for them. It's those that work behind the desk, and it's great. And then we also have collaborations with different colleges and high schools. So the students that want to come and do internships there, we're able to help them out. They get the credit for it. We get to help our patients, and it's really good. Really good. It's just so collaborative. That's the word I keep using, and I keep coming back to that because I see all the partnerships. Yeah. And it's great.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort, yes.
DeLeesa, don't be a stranger.
All right.
Come back anytime there's anything you need to talk about, because I know that there's people taking advantage. I was going to ask you off the air, too. Mm-hmm. Where's your favorite place to eat around here?
My favorite place to eat around here is Red Lobster.
Is it?
Yes.
I
Wow.
love those biscuits. Those
the biscuits are it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Do they throw them at you?
Well, they throw them at my husband because he said, I'm empty. I'm empty.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
DeLeesa Meashintubby with the Volunteers in Medicine. It's Volunteers
in Medicine.
Volunteers are VIM-clinics.org.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it. Let's see. Coming up on 8 o'clock, hour number 3, coming up with the Kids Harbor replay on 1120 KPNW.